Hello, my name is Andrew Thate from Mines and Money. Delighted to be joined today by Nicholas Van Dyke, who's the Chief Financial Officer of NorthIsle Copper and Gold. Delighted to have you with us today, Nicholas.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
Um, Nicholas, for those who don't know too much about NorthIsle Copper and Gold, can you just give us a brief overview about the company?
Sure. NorthIsle's a TSX venture listed company. Ticker is NCX. We've been publicly listed for just over 10 years, but we've sort of reactivated the company in the last few years. We're focused on a project called the North Island Copper Gold project. It's a bulk tonnage open pit project focused on the North Island copper gold porphyry. We've got two deposits with resources defined, and we completed a PEA in 2021. We've also got at least five porphyry occurrences along the belt that don't yet have resources on them that we're exploring. So really nice property, 50 kilometers of porphyry belt in an area where we've got extensive historical infrastructure from past mining production.
So, what are your plans for 2023? What are the upcoming timelines and key catalysts that investors can expect to hear from NorthIsle?
Yeah, happy to talk about that. So there's a couple things that we're focused on this year. One is, and probably the most important, is to continue advancing our First Nations relationships. So if you saw our press release last December, we announced an agreement with the Quatsino First Nation. Quatsino is one of the larger nations in the area, and their territory covers a large portion of our mineral tenure. There's a couple other nations that we're advancing discussions with, and we think that'll be really important to demonstrate that the project is developable. So that'll be a key focus for us this year. As well as that, we're obviously doing technical work and field work on the exploration side of things. So our number one focus is the Northwest Expo target. Northwest Expo is a gold enriched zone within a copper porphyry. It has gold grades in the gram per ton range, gold equivalent grades above 1.2 grams per ton. And so that compares really favorably to some of the other resources on the property. So that one's interesting because with our PEA, one way to improve the economics of a PEA is to bring higher grade material into the first few years of the mine life. And so defining a resource at Northwest Expo allows us to do that. And potentially improve the economics of the PEA or some future technical study. So that's a really important focus. We think we can define 40 to 50 million tons of resources there. So that's our target for 2023. So we'll be in the field there, we anticipate during the second quarter, and then targeting having a resource published in the second half of the year. The other thing that we're focusing on is, again, late in 2022, we completed a surface exploration program. So we did geophysics, we did some mapping and sampling. The geophysics was a combination of surface-induced polarization and magnetic survey. And what that allows us to do is to get a sense of the subsurface structures that indicate where the main parts of the porphyry system are. So one of the most exciting things that we got out of that is that it validated our thesis for a target that we call Pemberton Hills. It's a massive 6.5 kilometer long by 1.5 kilometer thick lithocap, which tells us that it was an enormous system, active for a long time with a lot of energy. And so we've done the work over the last year to understand that system better. And the current hypothesis is that the system has been tilted, rotated onto its side, and that we've got a new target area to the northeast of where the previous drilling on that target was, where we believe the geophysical signatures align with the surface geochemical signatures, and we're really excited to advance the work on that target as well. And then we've done geophysics on a number of other targets on the property as well, and we ended up with, I think, 40 different drill targets generated by the geophysics company. So it's almost a problem of too many things to pick. So we've got to kind of narrow that down and say, okay, so what's the high priority? Clearly Northwest Expo that I talked about earlier. Clearly Pemberton Hills is exciting. And then there's kind of 3 or 4 other occurrences that have numerous targets on them to follow up. And we're doing a prioritization exercise on that right now. So really exciting. Yeah. And then beyond the drilling, we've got MET testing that's underway at our Hushima and Red Dog deposits, as well as Northwest Expo, and so lots going on there.
And of course, to go and help you narrow down those 40 drilling targets into a couple to really go and focus on, you've got a really great management team. Can you just tell us about a couple of your key management team?
Sure, we've got a number of great people on the team. So Dale Corman, who will be familiar to people, he was inducted into the Mining Hall of Fame last August. Dale was famous for the Penasquito project, which was vended into Goldcorp ultimately. He was also formerly the chair of Western Copper, which NorthIsle was spun out of. That's how we were created as a company. And so he's been a great resource, has 50 years of perspective on the mining industry, and we're really happy to have him. Sam, our CEO, more than 20 years as an investment banker. He worked on over $100 billion worth of transactions. I was a banker as well at one point and have been running public companies for the last 6 or 7 years now. So, and then Ian Chang, VP Project Development. He was responsible for the Bruce Jack development up through past the feasibility study. He was responsible, worked on Bombore. He worked on Tuvatu in Fiji. So he's worked on a number of really good projects. And Michelle Tanguay, our head of sustainability, and Robin Tolbert, our VP Exploration. So, really talented management team, has the right skill set, has the right approach, and, really focused on the sustainability and driving partnerships with local First Nations and communities.
And can you just tell us a little bit about who your key shareholders are, who your major institutional investors are? Yeah,
sure. The institutions primarily aren't on a kind of a public shareholder registry that you can see. But we have Michael Gentili. He's just under 10%. So he first invested just after Sam and I got involved in 2020, and has followed up on that with numerous add-on investments till our most recent financing in June. He was a participant in that pro rata, and so he's been a big supporter. Dale, still owns, I think, 11% of the company. We've got a number of high net worth individuals who are, key players on Bay Street, who are, colleagues of Dale's or Sam's or mine, that, collectively probably own about 30 or 40% of the company. Insiders as a group, including Dale, own just under 20% fully diluted. So those are our big shareholder blocks. And then we've got probably another 10% institutions and 25% retail. So a good mix.
And of course, you're coming to Miami in a few weeks' time. Apart from escaping the rain of Vancouver, what are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I think for us, the opportunity for us is to identify new audiences of shareholders that haven't heard the NorthIsle story. Anybody that we talk to gets it, and the story really resonates when we tell it to people. I think we need to tell it to new people and really drive people to learn more about the company and hopefully invest in one form or another. So that's the goal.
Well, we look forward to welcoming you to Mines and Money, Miami. We wish you a successful 2023 and would like to thank you for your time today. That was Nicholas Van Dyke, Chief Financial Officer of NorthIsle Copper and Gold. Thank you for your time today, Nicholas.
Thanks, Andrew.